Hey, welcome back to some more RuneScape Rambles. I'm amusing. Thank you for joining me today. I'm gonna be talking about, well, I guess it's more like, it's about frames per second, FPS, but it's more going to be, it's kind of like, computer hardware and how I view having a gaming computer, I guess. We're gonna start with frames per second because that was what was suggested to me, because I keep running out of ideas, at least at the moment. So way back in the day, playing on a friggin' laptop, like, I don't know, 15 years ago, like, I don't know, something like that, some really long time ago. Laptop gaming. I remember frickin' laptop gaming. Oh man, frickin' playing TF2 at the lowest bare minimum settings. Same thing with like Counter-Strike Source. Ooh, I remember Counter-Strike Source playing jailbreak servers. Oh man, that's a throwback right there. That was so much fun. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, frames per second. Back then, man, didn't have much. Had a laptop. Laptop wasn't even meant for anything. It was just some laptop. And actually, I still have it. It's still running and still working. It just overheats the crap out of itself, and, well, the battery is pretty much dead. I remember leaving that thing plugged in for so long and just never caring about it. Man, but it still works though. I was able to freaking run RuneScape on it. It's freaking of course it's like, compared to anything that is available now, yeah, it is absolutely horrible. It is beat up. It is man, it's been through a lot though. It's traveled a lot. It's traveled to many different states, and man, it's been with me for so long. Yeah. So, but yeah, back then, playing games. Oh, yeah, I remember playing freaking Battlefield 2 on that thing, and it wasn't that bad. Well, the thing is, being not that bad back in the day meant like it was like 25, 30 frames, and if it was 20, I wasn't complaining because I was still able to play. And I leveled up crafting, nice. But yeah, back in the day, 20 frames, completely playable. I don't know how we freaking did it, and I'm pretty sure all my friends went through that too, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other people who went through that too, but oh man, 20 frames, completely acceptable back in the day. It sucked, but it was acceptable. And I remember too, freaking being a oh man, I was a sniper main in TF2. A sniper main playing on a freaking laptop on minimum settings, getting 25 to 30 FPS. And oh my gosh, you know what? I made it work. I was a fairly decent sniper back then, even on that freaking laptop. Although I gotta hand it to that laptop, it did stick around and allow me to learn some of the basic fundamentals of playing shooters and good habits and stuff like that. Of course, you know, as soon as I got something better, then of course, you know, things changed and all that. So it used to be at like 20 frames. Then I remember sometime in high school, I was complaining about the laptop that I had to a friend, and this was around the time where I think Skyrim just came out, right? And I was complaining like, dude, I can't even, I bought Skyrim, I pre-ordered Skyrim because like I knew I was gonna play it eventually, but like I can't run it. I could barely run it on this thing. And my friend so graciously gave me one of his old laptops because I believe he got his own gaming computer and he just had no use for it. It also has a spider crack on it on the screen, and yeah, he was gonna repair it, but he ended up giving that to me, and I was like so grateful for it because I even use it still to this day because it's a great laptop. It works for basic stuff, but for back then I had Skyrim loaded up on it, and surprisingly it worked. It was okay. It was not the worst thing in the world. Of course, 30 frames, sometimes 25, down to 10 in like super intensive areas. I mean, I could probably, if you do like super optimizations, like I think Low Spec Gamer, his channel, I think it's called. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could get something better out of that with those methods, but I remember back in the day that was completely acceptable. I was able to play it and I was able to experience it. It was kind of sucked still, but hey, it was better than nothing. I was able to play freaking Skyrim, and I was able to play TF2 at like, it was at least a consistent 30. It may have been like up to like 45 consistently, probably depending on the map, but yeah, I was able to run over 30 at least consistently. Yeah, and so pretty much after high school was when I got my gaming PC. So I went from some cheapo Toshiba laptop to a fairly decent Acer laptop like 10 years later. And then 4 years after that, I think 4 years after that, was when I got this current PC that I have, this gaming PC, which is, I think it's coming up on 5 years old right now. Yeah, I think it's due for some upgrades to be up to par with the intense gaming standards of today. But no, it's completely fine. I don't think I'll be upgrading it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, who knows. But I think my graphics card might be dying. It might be. Or that could just be a Warframe thing, because Warframe's the only game that I've ever had trouble with it. And I think that goes for other people too, but I'm not entirely sure. Because it seems to be running fine with everything else, so that could just be Warframe. But yeah, I got this gaming PC. At the time of getting it, it was pretty much top of the line. Not super top of the line. Don't check your Discord. That was my Discord. Okay, sorry about that. I forgot to mute it. That's fine. But what was I freaking? What was I gonna say? Okay, so yeah, I got this computer, right? And at first I had a some really old TV thing. I think it was like a Samsung TV. It was a flat panel, but it was still pretty thick, still pretty old. And I remember having that in my room. It was 60 hertz, and it would overheat the crap out of my room. Like, no joke, no lie, it was unbearable in my room when it was summer. I had to open my door, I had to sit downstairs for multiple hours, and then go back up to my room so that I could continue whatever I was doing for 1 hour until it heated up the room again. It was pretty freaking bad. We actually got rid of that TV thing. It served its purpose, but the HDMI port fell out of it, and of course, not knowing how to solder or fix things, I just switched to VGA. But yeah, it was super old. But hey, I had a really awesome gaming PC, and I could run games at the consistent 60, like way above 60. But freaking, it's all I could see, and that was all that was good. And that's where you know, you get your standards of today, just 60 hertz. It's fine. But yeah, I had to deal with that for a while, and then I eventually got my first gaming monitor, which was $200. It was an Acer monitor, and I forget what exact model it was. It has an orange base to it, I think, or it has like some elements of orange in it. I don't remember what exact model. My sister has it now, and she also bought 2 more of those. But it was a it's my first gaming monitor, 144 hertz, and I gotta say, seeing 144 frames is just like if you're still stuck on 60, I feel bad for you. Like, even if you're just doing, you know, normal, even if you're just like writing papers or whatever, like the extra frame rate, extra refresh rate is just, it's too good. And for gaming, it's like once you see it and once you have it, you'll never ever want to go back, because it is so much more responsive. It's so much better. And like it baffles me that everything nowadays is trying to go for higher resolution and a crisper image instead of having a higher refresh rate. Like phones, for example, like the Razer phone has like I think 120 hertz refresh rate on it, right? Yeah, yeah, that's a step in the right direction. Whereas everything else is just trying to, you know, jack up pixel density and the resolution. Like, yeah, once you have once you can see all the frames, you'll want to see all the frames all the time. Which is like, I can understand if you want like a 4K monitor, but honestly, I would prioritize a higher refresh rate over a higher resolution. Honestly, it's too good. It's too good to pass up. Because you can excuse, I mean, if you're looking at 1080, you know, you can excuse not having 4K. It looks fine, right? It's not going to be super crisp. It's not going to look as great. But the smoothness, the responsiveness is just so much better. But, yeah. Like, the monitor that I have right now is a, I forget what model, but it's a BenQ. It's a 2560 by 1080, I think. And, as you can see from the videos, it is an ultra wide, and it has 144 hertz. It has 144 hertz refresh rate, and yeah, I get to see all of it, and I get to have widescreen, ultra wide, and it runs super smooth and it's super responsive. And I would rather have this than have it at 60 frames and maybe a little bit more crisp. Like, honestly, like, having the responsiveness, it makes things so much easier. It makes it feel so much better when you're playing a shooter, because it's just such a great advantage to it. Right? It's just such a great feeling, you know. It's hard to describe because you have to experience it for yourself. But if you can, go for 144 hertz or more. There's like 240 hertz, I think, right? If you can go for a higher refresh rate before you go for a higher resolution, please do that, and you will understand what I am talking about. If you have a 60 hertz monitor right now, I feel bad for you, because you're missing out on some super smooth experiences. It's just, once you have it, you never go back. And yep, just go for it, man. Build a good PC. Get 144 hertz or more. Go more if you can, and enjoy your games. That's the whole reason I went for PC gaming, so I can enjoy the games that I play the most that I can. I'm not gonna bash on, you know, consoles or anything like that, but I mean, you know how I feel about these things. So that's about it. Thank you so much for joining me. Talk to you guys in the next one.